my beautiful friends. This one is for you. If you find yourself saying, it's the right person, it's just the wrong time, whether it's because you live in different states or you're busy with work or life happens. I'm going to break this down for you from a trauma-informed lens. If you're new to my world, hi, I would hope you comment, say hello, let me know how you're feeling, let me know where you're tuning in from. My name is Laura Patricia Martin. I am a trauma-informed relationship specialist. And my mission here is really to shatter these false narratives and these belief systems and really getting off this self-righteousness that we see in modern dating to really blend the modern woman into this world so that she can open up, specifically with high achievers that often feel like they don't have the time or struggle with being feminine and vulnerable and opening themselves up in these ways. So it's really blending the modern with the mystic. And so today I want to chat about right person, wrong time, and why. I'll tell you a story about this. So I had this person in my life. I like to refer to him as the turning point man. That after I was in a domestically violent relationship, I had went on to date one of my friends. Really nice guy. I was just in the heat in the beginning of building my career and opening myself up to this new life and proving that I was no longer this person that was in domestically violent relationships or, using drugs and alcohol and all this kind of stuff. I was in a very proving mentality, and then with this partner, I had not actually healed my trauma. I had just moved on to want to date someone else to distract myself. And it wasn't until I was in that relationship that I was not a nice person. I put my career before everything else, and he ultimately left, right? Good for him. And genuinely, good, because it taught me the biggest lesson in my life, because when those things happen, we get a choice. We can either get hung up on these people, continue to go at the pace that we're at, bulldozing people, being like, hey, it's just not the right time because of my career and things of that nature, and I'm just never ready, and maybe just in this lifetime I meant to only have a career and not a relationship. I know I felt that. Or, and this is what birthed Sacred Singlehood, which right now is on early enrollment. It's 25% off, and we'll be starting mid-March, which this is our signature program for really stepping into your sovereign self and healing the things that keep us stuck from relationships so that you can become a match for your match, whether you're in relationship, whether you're looking to heal things with your family, your friends, or you're single and you just want to prepare yourself. It doesn't really matter where you're at. It's just that you want to align with yourself. So after this relationship had ended, it was this moment where I was like, okay, it's not him, it's me. Right? And it was that choice of really looking inward, of pivoting and looking what my narrative was around relationship. Did I truly believe that I had to choose between relationship or business? Did I truly believe that I was too broken to be loved? Did I truly believe these things that I kept myself trapped inside of? And maybe you felt these things too. And it was at that moment that, sometimes it can be hard, right? Or we can sit there and it'd be like, maybe relationships just aren't meant for me. Or we get to pivot and look at what that narrative is. And our narratives are based off of our life experiences, our past, our present. We get to start to witness what our subconscious programming is doing. And that's the art. That's the art of it. Because at the end of the day, right person, wrong time. This is what I see. I have a tiff with modern dating because we believe so many myths. One of them being, especially in the coaching industry, of my twin flame or my soulmate. And it's these aspects that were birthed from, God, where it was like, okay, you have a part of your soul and you're split upon creation, and the whole journey of life is to try and find that soulmate. And if it's not figured out within the second date, because obviously if it's a kindred spirit, shouldn't you feel it by the first date, the second date, things of that nature? When really what that is from a trauma lens is trauma. That's your adrenaline, that's your trauma bonding, that's the codependency, that's these things. And it's not to say this doesn't work, right? I have friends that have this, that it has worked, but it's what I see a lot of us doing is we don't know yet the regulation tools and the staying power for the void of dating. We're so quick. We live in an Amazon Prime world where it's like, if this person isn't my match by this time, within 24 hours, and these feelings and like this, then therefore it isn't it. And that's just not true. When it comes to soulmates, they're made. They're not found. They're the staying power, and that's where your relational self-awareness comes into play, right? How well do you know yourself? How well can you handle the voids? How well do you regulate yourself so that when there are voids of dating, especially in long-term relationships, when you're met, like I wrote a post on this recently where it was like, you know, why are healthy relationships the most triggering? Actually, I'm gonna put this on, it's sunny out. Why are healthy relationships the most triggering? Because they'll see through all your bullshit. And if you have yet to do the healing work on yourself, we're stuck in that bullshit, right? And then we're gonna run away from the actual heartfelt connections that we need, because we're seeking red flags right away, and we're seeking these kind of things, and we're living in our past narrative. And this is where I know to be true, when we're hung up on this phrase, right person, wrong time, and we don't use it as a pivot, we either continue on this path of not shifting any of our behavior mechanisms, or we have this belief system where the entire narrative is stuck in the past, right? It's stuck in the, well, if I just do this, what if? And we get stuck in this whole journey of what ifs. That, yeah, maybe somewhere in some world it could have worked out, but the truth is there is no right or wrong in relationship. There is no, this is the right choice. It's not binary. Relationships are not binary. It is choice A gives us this direction, and this is the life path that we would have had, and choice B is another direction, and this is the other life path that we could have had. Neither one is right or wrong. It's just the choice that we make for the timing that we create for ourselves, and it happens to link up with another person's timing. For example, my partner, right? Like, we met when I had gotten out of my breakup and I was in my single girl summer, and I was traveling to visit my family, and I was practicing the tools that I use inside of Sacred Singlehood, and it wasn't quote unquote the right time. But what in relationships to look for is like, can I build a long-term path with someone? Is this someone I can see myself living long-term with, and relational conflict and understanding wants, needs, desires? What are your non-negotiables? What are your preferences? How do we work together on that? Like, that isn't just right away. That takes time. And so me and my partner kept revisiting our relationship until it was solidified 4 months in. 4 months until really knowing, oh yeah, like this is someone I can actually go long term with. But this irritates so many people in this modern day, because we see people where it's like, oh, I should know this person, I should be quick, I should have this quick burn, it should be this twin flame, it should be my soulmate, it should be these things. And that it could be a thing, sure, but the truth is there needs to be relational self-awareness. There needs to be understanding conflict. There needs to be strong staying power. There needs to be navigating voids. This is what birthed Shattered. So if you are new to my world, I have a free 5-day challenge all around vulnerability and handling the void and regulating your nervous system. It's fucking extraordinary. Just message me Shattered and I'll send you the link for that. So this is why, that's a long tangent to say, this is why when it comes to right person, wrong time, that's your check engine light. That is the opportunity for you to check in. What are my 3 non-negotiables, and what are my 3 preferences? What can this truly mean for me when I move forward? What do I get to invite myself to? What kind of conversations do you get to start having because of this story that you're living, so that you can call in the right person? Because if you're hung up on someone of the past, there is no, if they were meant for you, they'd be there, right? And then it's also, because I know a lot of y'all are coaches and entrepreneurs and running these successful companies and such, where it's like, right person, wrong time when I'm less busy. Baby girl. A big thing around this one is you have to make the time for your relationships, right? My partner, he owns 3 companies. I own mine, plus projects, plus things of that nature. Like, but you make the time, you make the choice, you blend the relationship first and the business around that. That's a choice. But again, you have to be at a space in your life to want to do that. I was just talking to a friend where like, she's not there yet, that she still needs more time. Like, either one is okay. It's just claiming that as such, instead of living in this void of this energy leak, this relationship leak of like, well, I just need my person and therefore I'll hit this, or I need to, because there's 2 options when it comes to relationships, to be honest, in this paradigm of like, right person, wrong time, business, whatever. What I've seen to be true is you either find someone that you're going to grow with. Sorry, I don't want tan lines. You're going to find someone that you want to grow with. That's what me and my partner are doing. or you find someone that is established and that's where you two are at. So then you can relate on that. If you have one person that's established and one person that's still growing, your values are going to be a little misaligned. So I have found that when it is in those moments, it's like making that choice where it's like, do you want to be established before you have a relationship? Fucking own that shit. If you want to build something with someone, make space for that. Understand that there's going to have to be conversations around these things. There's going to have to be compromise. There's going to have to be negotiating in your relationship. And it's understanding that, you know, neither one is right or wrong, but when you have this relational conflict, or relational self-awareness to navigate the conflict, it sets you free. And so using the excuse that it's not the right time, but yet you're craving the relationship, that's your check engine light to do some inner work to where can I actually start to loosen my reins on my business a little bit, or ask for outside help, or get the support that I need so that I can open myself up for relationship, or can I just challenge my mindset on this? Because can you call in someone that is equally as busy as you are, but still puts the relationship as a priority, so you set schedules so that you can fit? There are plenty of tools within this, but at the core, it's self, right? What is this meaning for you? When you say right person, wrong time, what comes up for you? What pathway does this open up for you? Is it for you to pause and course correct for what you believe about relationship? Is it this moment of like sacred pause, of what I like to say inside of Sacred Singlehood, to look at these trauma wounds, to look at these attachments, to look at these insecurities, to look at these moats of protection that we've built up, maybe with your career? I know that's what I did to keep myself distant from actual intimacy. I would say these things like right person, wrong time, too much time for work, I don't have enough time for dating right now, things of that nature. And these were actually the fears of intimacy, of letting someone in, of feeling like they would take away from my work instead of amplifying it. But the right person that you choose to go on a long-term path with, which takes time to understand, it does, and I get that, that person amplifies your business, that person amplifies your mission, that person amplifies your life. And so when you get to that point in your life, there's the balance, there's the communication skills, there's the co-regulation, there's the self-regulation, there's all these tools that come into play. And so for anyone that is feeling like they're lost in this right person, wrong time moment, it's reevaluating. What does that mean? What does that really mean at the core? Is it protecting you from something? Is it an indication light for you to dive a little bit deeper into your self-regulation tools, into your sovereignty, into what that even means to you? And can you start to pivot yourself so that you could look into the present moment of what's available, right? Because at the core, it's just a myth. It's just a myth that we get wrapped in to this modern dating scene around right person, wrong time, in this fairy Disneyland, and it's not true. Unfortunately, it's an indication light. And so if you're one of my women that is trapped in this concept of, you know, I really want to create the right time, I really want to have the tools so when I meet someone I can have staying power, I really am ready to find the balance between career and dating, and open yourself up to be vulnerable, to soften, to understand, but yet you're searching the internet space in this dating world and you're seeing all this like tantra and mystic and all this kind of stuff that I fucking love. But I know as a high achieving individual, sometimes that gap isn't made yet. That's what Sacred Singlehood is. It's where you heal your trauma in a way that's relatable to the modern woman. It's a hybrid, which means it's a program-based program for 4 weeks. Plus, you have a mastermind aspect inside of Voxer. So you get personalized coaching with me so that we can help quantum leap, so that we can heal your heart, so that we can call in and become the one for your one, and really understand yourself so that when you meet someone and you want to make it work for them, it just is an amplification of what you already know yourself to be. It's an art form. This program is the core of my work, from coming out of domestic violence and healing codependency to healing my breakup earlier that year to now navigating the love of my life in these moments, to be able to teach them and walk with you on them. So just reach out. Right now it's 25% off, and we'll be starting mid-March, and I'll be doing more lives of this stuff and little tidbits. So share this with a friend that you feel it could land on their heart around right person, wrong time, and you're ready to move forward. Let me know how this lands with you in the comments. I love when social media actually stays social and we get to have a conversation and continue this. And if you have any questions, anything like that, give me a cute little shout here on the DMs and we'll have a chat. So I love you. I'm gonna get back to my walk.